For those who forget about this case, Jason Dalton was the shooter in Kalamazoo, Michigan that one random day went around and started shooting people while driving for Uber. He claimed after his arrested the Uber app was directing him to kill and gave very odd and awkward reasonings for his crimes. He had no criminal record, no history of violence or mental illness. He seemed to generally be well liked. Killers have tricked people into thinking they were nice guys before. But Dalton didn't even have moments where he did something odd or creepy that weirded people out. The only thing that has been reported is he had some episodes where he would lash out in anger. But this wasn't something that seemed to be in abundance. And plenty of people have episodes where they lose their cool and don't go around killing people. As for the shootings themselves, weren't your typical shootings. Usually with mass shooters, they target a specific demographic or just want to kill as many people as possible. His targets were completely random. This guy would take fares and give people rides in between shootings and not harm them, and some reported he acted totally normal and calm like nothing was happening. Then would go on to continue on killing again. Then took a break and went back out to do it again. He didn't seem like a thrill killer type either. No calling and bragging about his crimes. And I saw a documentary on this case. And the guy who was in the car when all of this first started was being interviewed, and he said their ride was going normally, and then Dalton took a phone call and suddenly started driving erratically. And doing crazy stuff out of nowhere. It is very strange. He just doesn't fit what you typically see in a mass shooter or spree shooter. With the inconsistency of his behavior and actions. Normally, I scoff at killers who claim they had psychotic episodes. You can never truly rule it out. But I typically am like, yeah, sure. Good excuse to try to get out of your crimes claiming you're mentally unfit to stand trial. But, because of how odd his actions were, I wonder if this guy actually did have a psychotic episode. Or was he simply just another spree shooter who just happened to be a little different in how he went about it? After all, while there are similarities in tendencies between killers, not all of them are always going to follow the same profile. He didn't have a manifesto. He didn't allude to doing these shootings to anyone. No dropping hints it was coming whatsoever. I'd like to know everyone's thoughts on this case and on Jason Dalton.